You're listening to the Canadian Women of the Outdoors podcast, the first podcast by Canadian women for Canadian women about Canadian women. Brought to you by Revolution Armory. Join the revolution. And True North Baits, superiority quality fishing tackle. See what the fuss is about. For 10% off all plastics, use code CWO10. Enjoy the episode.
Like a voice check or a mic check?
Yeah, I did that already.
Okay. Yeah. And it sounded okay?
Yep.
Okay. I feel like Bert and Ernie.
Well, we're recording now, so.
Excellent.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Canadian Women of the Outdoors podcast. I already stumbled over it. And we are back for part 2 of our live at the lodge. It's my last day here. Lori-Anne gets to stay for a little bit longer, but we'll get into that. Before we get started, big shout out to our sponsors, Revolution Armory and True North Baits. For $10, for 10% off all plastics, use code CWO10. Go give them a like and follow. So let's get into it. Lori-Anne, what are we doing up here?
So, other than having a good time,
Right?
So we came up, we got asked to help out at a Ladies of the Lodge weekend here at Waterfalls. I'm having a rough go.
Apparently, we need more coffee.
Waterfalls Lodge here, just north of Spanish, Ontario. I have to tell you, like, I didn't 100% know what to expect
Neither
when
did
I
I.
got asked to come and help out at a Ladies of the Lodge weekend. They wanted me to come and do like a chat about what it is I do out in the outdoors and the importance of it. And the ladies that are here are top shelf.
Yes.
Not only the ladies running the lodge this weekend, the cooks, the housekeeping, the guys running around doing, the maintenance, the guides, everyone that is working here at this lodge have been honestly the nicest people I've ever met. Everybody greets you with a smile. All the ladies are having a blast. There was the axe throwing yesterday.
Which you threw and you got it.
Yeah.
I didn't
It's all coming back to me now.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. And having the ladies come and talk about...
And ask questions.
and talk about the ladies from the North Shore Anglers and Hunters Conservation Association that came and talked. That came and talked about the importance of what they do here, and they're the ones who help restock the walleye for like 10 lakes.
I had no idea of the process, and I'd never seen pictures of a walleye getting milked before. Like, that was... it is a big process.
It takes them 3 months.
3 months. And then, like, they have to check
of daily, everyday work.
And even when they, like, harvest the eggs or whatever, they have to check them every 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like,
and swirl it with the turkey feather.
Yeah. It's insane.
It was so much.
It was a very cool process, and hearing about that and what they do. And what was the percentage of a higher?
So they go from a 5% survival rate when they're just left in the riverbeds to, by the time that they finish intervening and finish the process, they have over 35% success
And that's awesome.
survival rate.
Yeah. That's
which
incredible.
is huge. From 5% up to 35%, that's amazing.
That is a huge jump, and
Yeah.
especially because like they stopped 10 lakes around here.
10 lakes and a couple of the rivers. Yeah.
Yeah, and how many eggs was she saying? I think it was 400,000 they
It
did
was-
last year.
Yeah.
This year.
It was. I think it was over that. Yes.
It was an insane number, but yeah, the pictures and like all the work that they have to go into, even making the ponds so that the little, what'd she call them? The fry can survive and grow.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had to burn all.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. Like burning the pond of all the grasses and stuff, so it's not depleting the oxygen or any of the nutrients and stuff, and then planting or putting out the zooplankton.
Yeah.
So that way it has a couple of days to like grow, and then when they put the fry in, that way they have something to eat, so they don't turn into cannibals while they're in there.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so much information. Everyone's having a good time too.
Oh yeah, everyone's like, and it's all the questions they asked as well. Like the ladies, like they were obviously interested in it. It's nice to see they're not bored, and you know how sometimes people are just like, oh, stop talking.
Yeah.
But no, it was such engaging, and like the speakers were amazing too. Like they were very nice ladies as well.
Yes, they were.
And it's nice to
Karen
see.
and Teresa.
Yeah, it's very nice to see the amount of ladies that are here doing the work and stuff like that.
Yes.
Like it is basically a ladies run lodge. The two managers are ladies and they do all the work for the lodge, which is awesome to see. And Allie has done an amazing job this weekend.
Yeah,
like kudos to her for everything she put on with the paint and sip. You gotta show your painting.
Oh yeah.
I did not bring mine in. So Friday night the ladies had a paint and sip. So yeah, we got to do some painting after dinner and our presentations.
Nicole made a huge mess of our table. I have to take you and tell you, I had to get extra paper towel probably 4 times for this Spilly Painter McGee over here.
I got paint all over me too.
Oh my God.
I am not an artiste by any means. I don't even want to show mine. Ellie did a really good job on hers. For those watching on YouTube, Ellie did an amazing job on her painting. And she even signed it at the bottom.
I did.
It was all official. It was all official. Yeah.
Super real.
Yeah, so that was fun. And then last night there was Dirty
Bingo.
which
Everyone was a winner
yes,
at Dirty Bingo.
And that was so much fun. I really didn't even know what to expect. I wasn't sure.
I was not ready.
I was not ready for that.
I was not ready for Dirty Bingo.
No, but it ended up being really a fun time. Lots of laughs. We sat in Purr's row.
Yeah.
Had a good laugh with those ladies up there. Like,
yeah.
That's the ladies that have showed up have been amazing.
Yeah,
like
that's
they were laughing, having a good time.
Yeah.
And then even our fire and
adult s'mores bar
at the beach.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, like this weekend, I think it was very successful for the first time doing it.
Yeah.
It was their first time doing the ladies at the lodge, and I hope they grow next year because I definitely think it was more successful. Like it was very successful.
Absolutely.
And they could accommodate more and do more.
Yes.
Like now let's talk about our fishing.
Okay.
I don't think myself and Ellie have ever struggled.
I honestly was ready to offer up my soul to whatever higher beings are out there to catch a fish.
Yes. And when I say we threw everything at these fish,
everything.
Spinners, spoons,
we were
cranks,
making things
up,
plastics, worms,
jig heads, and like
everything.
And then we were coming up with just crazy combos, like when I
worm harness with a this and a that, and then we're gonna do a jig with a spinny thing here and a this and a that,
and nothing. And we fished hard. Like it's not even like we didn't put effort in. Like,
well, I don't think it's the lake's fault. It's clearly our fault.
Apparently,
we must have been doing something wrong or at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, but
we did get to see eagles.
Yes,
and we got to see an eagle catch a fish.
Yeah. We saw fish caught.
Exactly.
And we saw fish. I caught a rock bass, and we had 2 come to the boat.
Yeah, I lost a pike at the boat.
Yeah.
And bass.
Yeah. So this weekend was not our bread and butter for fishing.
But it was still a lot of fun, and the boats were super comfortable and easy to drive.
Oh, yeah. And the lake itself was beautiful. Like, yesterday morning when we went out, the lake itself was, like, glass.
Still, yeah.
And, the pictures that will be posted.
Yeah.
It
looks fake. Like it's postcard worthy. It's so beautiful. It looks fake up here.
And
it looks like a movie.
The leaves have already started turning colors up here. So all the different colors are just incredible.
They're so vibrant.
Oh yeah. And then we heard wolf howl.
Yes.
That was well, and then LA started to call the wolf back.
Yeah.
And then a couple crashes through the bushes.
Yeah, and Nicole's like, oh, I'm like, we're in the middle of the lake. It's fine. We'll be okay.
They swim, though. They swim.
You think a wolf is going to swim towards the boat and be like, that's it, I'm going to get your eyes?
Maybe. No. Or a bear.
They're not that hungry. There's lots of food up here.
A bear was knocking on the door of that cabin that we saw when we were driving through.
He was looking for a dry place to be.
Yeah? The other thing we got to do is we took a side by side. Yeah. We took a side by side and did like a tour. We were trying to find grouse. Of course, couldn't find them. Like they just no wildlife like this weekend. Not a single one. But the gentleman that took us belongs to the snowmobile club, and they built this little,
like a rest stop.
Yeah, and it was a really nicely done rest stop with an outhouse and stuff like that. And when we went to go see it, he's like, "Look, a bear tried to get in," and sure as shit, there's like a bear paw on the door.
Yeah, the screen was like ripped open. You could see where the claws had gone in, and you could see its paw print on the door, a muddy paw print.
Saw some moose tracks on that.
Yes,
too.
fresh moose tracks.
Yeah, so much wildlife up here. Like, it's the eagle. Probably the eagle catching the fish was.
We're like, yeah, you did it.
Yeah,
and we're like, wait, put it back.
one of the coolest things, and this is the first time I've ever taken a boat. So the main lake, or the lake that we're on, is attached to 3 different lakes that you have to go through these narrows
to
get through each lake. And that was the first time I've ever driven through something like that. We did good.
We did great.
It was super cool, but in a little boat like what we had, it was 16-footer. But it took us a little bit to get where we wanted to go. We went to the far end of the lake yesterday morning, and that took us about an hour to get there. But again, just we were the only ones there, still silent. Like,
most of the time, we were the only ones out fishing.
Yes, yeah, most of the time.
I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, but yeah, we tried everything. I don't even know what else we could have tried. Like, everything in our tackle box got used, and that's not me. Everybody knows. Like, I just use sticks, and that's it. But for me to actually try something else, it's
like even me using my Terra.
Yeah, you always use the Terra too.
Nothing.
The only time I got a bite when I got my rock bass was the jig-headed worm.
Yeah,
that was it. Well, yeah,
but again, I'm sure if we knew the right times or the right locations, or maybe it's a color thing too, or maybe it's they only want minnows. Like, who knows? Really?
Yeah, we definitely should have invested in some minnows that community. Maybe might have changed things a little bit. And now you get to stay for an extra couple days.
I do.
So let's give us the scoop on that. I'm so excited for you.
So Ken Call, who is a writer for a few magazines, is up here to do an article on the lodge and the bear hunting that's here. And he found out that we were going to be up here, and he's like, hey, I'm on my way up. I'm going to be doing an article on bear hunting. Would you like to stay? And like, do you think we can make something like that work? I was like, sure, let me see what I can do. So between, scheduling work off and making sure that it worked at home, I was able to make it work. So I am here for an extra few days to go bear hunting with Ken. We're meeting up with the guide this morning, go over a game plan, and then hopefully I get a bear.
And you're shooting a crossbow for this. And you haven't done that.
So I've not I've not ever hunted anything, like no big game with a crossbow, but I'm going to use it and do some practice rounds and stuff like that. But it's the same as using a rifle.
Do you have a scope on it? Do you know?
Yeah,
there's a scope.
And it's colored lines, so even if it is darker in the woods, we'll be fine because it's not black on black. It's colored reticle. I think he said I don't know if he said it was red or if it was like that orange.
I think I heard him say it had an option for red and green.
Okay.
I was going to say, I think that's usually standard now. Most of them are red and green.
Yeah. It'll be good.
You guys are going out this afternoon for the first sit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the plan. Well, like I said, we have to meet with the guide at 10 this morning and go over a game plan of when the bears have been coming in, checking the trail cameras, knowing the times that they're coming in, what bears are at what stands and sites.
So if you were harvesting a bear, we're going to go off topic. What's going to be your favorite cut of meat that you're going to get off it? And what do you want Steve to make with it?
Oh.
Always got to have Steve.
Absolutely.
Steve's not here, but you always got to.
Probably favorite will be like back straps, but I love obviously we take the shanks, and he always does some sort of something fun with that stuff. Like, honestly, I never know what he's if he's like, oh, I feel like making bear shakshuka or, something. I'm like, okay, let's do it.
Yay.
Or like a bear stew or sky's the limit with that, man.
And he's always got to be careful cooking bear, right?
Yes. Yeah, you always have to cook it well because of the risk of trichinosis. So.
Yeah, because that's can be not good for you.
That's correct.
That is.
Yeah.
So if you're cooking bear, then it has to be well done.
Yes.
It can't be. So if it is well done, then just because I've only ever had ground bear. Mm-hmm. If it's well done, then does that not make it chewy? Or
no.
It depends on how it's done?
It depends on what you're putting with it, because when you're cooking that sort of stuff, you obviously want it to have more other fats, not bear fat, because that can go rancid and taint the meat, but you want higher fats or creams, or you want your braises and stuff like that, your marinades to be acidy enough that they help break down the fibrous tissues, but not enough that it makes it mealy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's I can only imagine if I'm successful at harvesting a bear, what Steve's going to make.
And speaking of what Steve's going to make, this is exciting for everybody. What's Steve got in the works?
His cookbook.
Have to mention that. if you follow Steve and Lori-Anne, both of them on Facebook, even Canadian Sportswoman Society, because sometimes he posts his food pics there. If you don't need to follow Canadian Sportswoman Society and the Everyday Hunter Cooks, it will make your mouth water. Steve is an incredible cook. He's usually our camp cook.
He is.
So what's he got in the works?
So we can't divulge a whole lot other than it is in the works. And that we're really excited for it. Well, I'm really excited for it. He, I'm sure, is more stressed out about it than anything. But, being his cheerleader has always been super important to me, and I'm just really proud of him for I think putting himself out there.
All his cheerleaders.
Oh yeah,
because we're all just Steve.
Yeah,
there is not any kind of food that man makes that I won't put in my mouth.
Yeah, it's true. Honestly, he really does have a passion for cooking, and it comes out in the way that he plates his dishes and just the amount of care and technique that he puts into them.
He does all over the world cuisine.
Yes.
He always explains where this is from Romania, or this is from, and he'll does he just Google?
So a lot of times what happens is, so he grew up in Hanover, where, as you know, from seeing the restaurants there's not a whole lot of cultural influence on the food. So when he was dating me and we were in Hamilton, sometimes we'd go to get shawarma and stuff like that. And he had never got to experience that type of food before, so I took it for granted because everything is at your fingertips. I took it for granted. Yeah.
When I moved up, there was no I couldn't find a sushi place. Yeah. Until I found out about Washington sushi, but I was I miss sushi.
Yeah. No comment.
It's too early in the morning for that.
But yeah, so then he is okay, well, I really like this. How do they make it? And then it's researching the spices, and then it's figuring out a way to make it with the game meat that we do currently have in the freezer. And then he's I really want my kids to be exposed to food and culture from around the world. Yeah. So then it was, I wonder what the street food is in Russia. So look it up, figure it out. Okay, I can make that with this and this, but I'll change it to this and this because...
Well, wild game, you can interchange
absolutely
so much of it. Goose, you can substitute for beef.
Anything
like that. I love goose. And I know a lot of people are oh, goose. I was you just haven't had it done properly.
Correct.
Even talking to the ladies this weekend.
Yes.
We kind of blew their brains a little bit because part of your presentation was talking about the field to table, lake to table. And they had no idea some of the stuff you could do with your wild game.
A lot of oftentimes it's I had goose pepperettes once and I didn't like it. Well, there's so much more to do with goose than just pepperettes or even just sausage.
And a lot of people just do all they do is the sausage and pepperettes. And I'm oh my god, that's such a waste. Okay, don't get me wrong, I do like sausage, but there's more depending on what you get. Don't just put it all into sausage.
Exactly.
Maybe pick a couple of your favorite sausages, make that, and then save the rest and do something else with
Yeah,
it.
do some ground, do some, that way you can have stuff for smoked goose nachos. You can have stuff for spaghetti or some sort of casserole. Yeah.
But like even with the breast itself, like I've done goose rouladen, butterfly them, pound it out, and make like the goose rouladen dish. And like you said, Steve did the steaks.
Yeah, so he makes an Argentinian goose steak. I would eat that over, like, so I'm sure I'm going to catch some hate for this, but I don't care for steak.
What?
I don't care for steak. If you're like, do you want a steak or you want a cheeseburger? I'm going to take a cheeseburger.
Really?
I would give you my T-bone. I would give you
You would give up a T-bone
Absolutely.
steak? Really?
Give me the cheeseburger. Yep.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I am not a steak fan, but then...
So you don't do, or do you prefer deer steaks or moose steaks or something?
No, I don't like steak.
Just straight up, don't
Yep.
Okay.
It's not for me.
Huh.
I don't know why. Just not for me. I know I'm going to catch some flack for that, but I really don't care for a steak. I'd rather eat a cheeseburger.
Huh. Interesting.
You're like, you just lost your cool points.
No. So, okay, now here's the next question. How do you eat the cheeseburger? Like, what cook?
Oh, just like smash burgers are probably my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Have you gotten Steve a Blackstone yet?
No. He's been looking at them, though.
I kind of figured, so
Yeah.
my parents have one, and I got to cook on it, and I was like, ooh, there's just so much you can do with this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I don't know. I
can't believe you picked. I'm still.
Yeah, but him doing the Argentinian goose steaks, it melts in your mouth. Like, it tastes like beef.
So is he doing the full breast then?
Yeah, so they're sliced, so they're a little bit thinner, and then they're marinated in this concoction of deliciousness, and then he just like fries them up on the grill, like over the fire or whatever, and they're chef's kiss every time. And I would eat those over a steak. It tastes like beef, like the texture, the way that it works out, the texture, the flavor, everything is like beef, but it's goose.
I would eat wild game over a steak though. Like moose is like my favorite meat. Like I love moose. Like I've done, like we got a bunch of moose steaks from Shauna Lee when we went up there.
Oh, yeah.
And like I think we got a moose roast as well and cooked that up. And it is so like melt in your mouth good especially when you cook it properly.
Yes, that's
like
key.
Yeah, and the other thing with wild game is like we were explaining to the girls, there's no wiggle room. Like it has to be, it's so easy to get overdone really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was really nice to have the girls even asking you questions about that kind of stuff. Like it's so nice to have the girls engage in the conversations, and then even getting to hang out with them after the fact.
Yes,
and then get to know them on like an outside of the wild game stuff.
Yeah, get to do some of the
activities with them. Yeah,
true colors come out when there's dirty bingo involved.
Well, even the paint and sip, you and I giggling in the back there with the Bahama Mama.
Yeah,
my first time trying a Bahama Mama. That was actually pretty good. I was not mad at the Bahama Mamas.
They were really good.
Yeah, but and then so we're hoping next year. Mm-hmm. We're hoping again if you're listening. We're hoping that this lodge does this again next year because it was an amazing event and you should attend it. It was pretty reasonably priced for
and the food.
Oh my god, the food.
So the food is so good and the portions are huge. Your pack lunch, you get like these little it's in a bag, but if there's only a few of us here, then we get them in like a
little lunch pail.
Like a
little Mickey Mouse, like a kid's lunch bag.
Yeah, it was Paw Patrol and
Mickey
Mouse little lunch kit.
Yeah.
But in there you have your water, your giant sandwich or your bun. You had the choice of ham, egg, tuna, turkey,
roast beef.
But
it's like legit, like
real. Like, so it's turkey breast. Like it's not just like thin sliced lunch meat. They cooked up turkeys and sliced it, and that's what's on your sandwich.
So I forget the weekend. I think it was around 500.
Yes,
but that includes your lodgings.
Yes,
that includes your boat. That includes your food
and all the activities.
All the activities, like for that price for everything like that, it would be so worth it.
Oh yeah,
just to get up and then hang out with a bunch of other women that are same mindset.
exactly.
And the girls seem like I said, the girls seem like they had so much fun, like lots of smiles, lots of laughs.
Yes.
Like my gut hurts from all the adventures and laughing that we've done.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful lodge. Like,
it's beautiful up here.
It's beautiful. Like the accommodations are top notch. Like everything is like new, up to date. Nothing's falling apart. Yeah. They have running water.
Yeah.
A flushing toilet, which we were pretty excited when we walked in. We walked into the cabin and we were like, oh my God. Then we started exploring and Lori-Anne's like, it has flushing toilets.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, we made it.
And then even the boats. So the boats are 16-foot boats with a great motor on it. And then they also have the electronics. They actually have a depth and fish finder and seats. Like you're not sitting on like a hard, like for all that for $500, like you can't go wrong with that.
It's so true.
And then the food portions, like LA was saying, like huge
every meal we have a doggy bag to come back to the cabin.
Last night I did not. They did walleye and chips. There was, and then the homemade. I'm not a big tartar sauce fan, but I tried it last night because they said it was homemade in house. So I was like, okay, it's homemade in house. Didn't come from a bottle. I gotta try it. I got converted. I like tartar sauce.
Yeah,
it was good tartar sauce.
Yeah, it was really good.
So although you got mad at me because I put it's fish and chips. You got to put ketchup and vinegar on it. It's the only time I like ketchup.
She put ketchup on her walleye.
It's fish and chips. You put ketchup on your fish and ketchup and vinegar on your fish and fries. It's the only time I like ketchup. Am I wrong? Okay.
Yeah,
if you're listening,
wrong.
We're going to take a poll.
She's wrong.
I'm going to take a poll on this when this episode drops. Ketchup on your fish and chips. And then mix it with the tartar sauce. It's delicious.
The amount of ways I have never been disappointed in a person. And I don't eat steak, and I am so disappointed.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You don't eat steak, so I don't know. I don't think I'm the only one that did that last night. I wasn't really looking.
I'm pretty sure you were
shoveling in my face.
You were the only person I've ever seen in
my
entire life.
Allie called me out too.
Yeah,
she's like, "What are you doing?
Is that ketchup on your fish?" And I was just like, "What are you doing?"
I didn't ruin it.
We're in public. Don't embarrass me.
I'm pretty sure a lot of that. So when we were calling for Dirty Bingo, some of the things that had to happen. It was.
But everyone walked out a winner.
Yes, there was a special prize under everybody's seat.
Yeah, everybody was a winner.
Yeah, I really didn't expect it to be what it was.
It was fun.
I thought it was going to be like, I honestly don't even know what I thought it was going to be like, but that wasn't it. It was fun nonetheless, and the playlist was banging, like
top shelf.
Yeah, the playlist was top shelf, but yeah, it's been an amazing weekend. I'm sad to go home. I'm a little jealous you get to stay, but I hope you get I hope you get a bear and come back and share.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
So, yeah, I guess I should probably let you go and start getting ready for that kind of stuff. And I got to start my drive. Yes. We are just outside of Spanish, Ontario. And from us, we're in Hanover area. That's about 6 hours, roughly. So it's not even a horrible drive to get up here. And it's a nice drive.
It is.
It's not like you're stuck in 401 traffic or anything like that. It was a very nice drive. So definitely recommend it if they put on Ladies of the Lodge next year, which we hope they do. And we've offered to help again and put in some
Even if they don't do a Ladies of the Lodge and you want to check out the lodge, they have a Facebook page, they have a website. I'm sure Nicole will add it to wherever she needs to add it.
Yep.
Check it out.
Instagram,
honestly,
socials,
it's
all their
gorgeous. Socials. It's absolutely gorgeous here. And like I said, it looks fake. The scenery looks fake. It looks like a movie scene, a movie set. It's so pretty.
Yeah, even on our UTV tour, some of the stops where it's like, oh, look at that, and you were collecting all the leaves, and it's just beautiful, especially this time of year. Like, I wasn't prepared for all the colors.
No.
Like, because they haven't really started changing in our area.
Not really at all.
But everything up here, like, it's starting to look and feel like fall.
Yes.
And it's just like the air is. We've had our windows open pretty much the entire weekend.
Yes.
We've slept like babies.
Oh, absolutely.
I have not slept this good, and like we haven't even been staying up late. It's like 10 o'clock. We're out because we're up. Breakfast starts at 7, and we've been up breakfast and then on the water or whatever you're doing for the day every day so far. And on Sundays they have, which I don't get to partake in, but on Sundays every Sunday they have a huge brunch, which is very popular, and all you can eat brunch. So the ladies are going to get to enjoy that today. But again, definitely check this lodge out.
Yes.
Whether they do another ladies of the lodge weekend, or whether you're just looking for a lodge to go fishing or exploring at, this lodge, Waterfalls Lodge, just outside of Spanish Ontario, is a must. Gotta add it to your list of lodges to check out. Yeah. Absolutely. And all their prices come with the boat and everything like that. It's not like the boat is extra on top of that.
I think your first tank of gas is included, and then obviously after that.
Yeah.
But
we didn't even go through a tank of gas, and we were on the lake a lot. Yeah. So
really reasonably priced.
Yeah.
Beautiful, like I said. All the staff is super kind, very nice.
Yeah. And it's run by women. There's a lot of female staff here.
Yes.
And it's awesome to see. And they're badass.
Yeah.
Like they are awesome. But anyway, guys, definitely check it out. We are heading out now. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you.